I made a video, I don't know, that was shortly after Christmas, I believe, around New Year's, about these, I don't even remember what the name of the company is. I think these are Arsenal, maybe. But anyway, they're knife cases. They simply just hold knives. And I made a comment, or someone mentioned down below in the comments, that the Maxpedition dodecapods were good options also. My response to that was that I think $50 is a good bit of money, and B, I wouldn't spend $50 for a Chinese made product, and C, I wouldn't go out of my way to purchase a Chinese made or foreign made product in general. The question came back, well, what's wrong with Chinese made products? There's nothing wrong with the Chinese made product. I mean, I bought this. The reason why I bought this is because I couldn't find the Bill's custom case at all. I don't know. I think you must have to contact him and have one made. I didn't really want to wait. And also, I believe those cases have gone up to like $80, $85 or so, which was a little bit more than I was willing to spend at the time. These came up and I was able to buy 4 of them shipped to my house for, I think, $36. So yeah, I don't seek out Chinese made products, but sometimes, depending on the situation, I may purchase a Chinese made product, or it may make more sense to buy a Chinese made product. However, with all that said, what's wrong with buying Chinese? What's wrong with Chinese products? There are lots of different ways you can go on that. You can talk about China as a country. You can talk about their employment practices. You can talk about their working conditions. You can talk about the inflation of their currency. I mean, you could talk about a lot of different things, but that's going to get more into an economic channel, and you guys are watching a knife channel. So I'm going to talk more grounded in everyday reasons why I personally purchase American-made products over any other product. It just so happens that the majority of products we see in America are imported from Taiwan or China or some Asian country, and that includes our iPhones, that includes our laptops, that includes our computers, all the junk you go in Walmart and buy, all those little $2 and $3 things. I bought an ice cream scooper the other day. I'm sure that was made over in Mexico or somewhere and imported in. So in general, I would prefer to buy American over anything that's imported, because a dollar spent in America on a product made in America in an American factory by an American worker, that's going to be a dollar that goes back into our economy. These factories have to set up in some location. It may be in your town. I know a few years back we got an Amazon here. When that factory moved into Amazon, that distribution warehouse moved into Amazon moved into the state and to that town, they did get a little bit of a tax break, but that town got thousands of jobs. Those people that they then hired, people that were drawn to the area, the people they brought in to run those factories, then had to purchase houses. They then had to pay taxes. They then, most of them, I'm sure, have some kind of landscaper or require some kind of services that they then pay for in that community, stimulating the economy locally in that state, locally in that town, in that state, and for the United States of America. So, as I said, if I'm gonna spend dollars in America on American-made products made by Americans in factories located in America, I'm stimulating the American economy on several different levels. All of those individuals are human beings. All of them need to go to a dentist. All of them need to see a mechanic. All of them need a plumber. All of them need a doctor. All these services have to be provided. All that requires money to be spent. All of that also requires some level of taxation. And I won't get into taxation being right or wrong or too high, too low. Just in general, we pay taxes in America, and that's not going to change anytime soon. And the larger tax base we have, the more smoothly things go. So that's why, yes, I have this knife here that I believe this is a Taiwanese knife. Yep. You can see right there, it says made in Taiwan. I bought this knife, man, I don't know, 10 years ago, more, 12 years ago, maybe 12 years ago or so. And I bought it. I went into the Bass Pro Shop and I was looking through all the knives hanging in blister packs on a rack, which nowadays wouldn't be necessarily the first place I went to look for a knife. Again, nothing wrong with this. Clearly, this knife has worked for me for many years. It's taken a beating. You can see here, it's definitely well used. This was one of the first knives I used to practice my sharpening skills on the Wicked Edge, which you can see I made the knife sharp, but I did not do a good job of keeping those bevels even. So I'm not knocking anybody for buying a non-American made knife or a knife in a blister pack. Like I said, I own this knife and I have for many years, and this is a knife that from time to time I still pull out and still put to use. So there is a place for this knife in the market. However, as I was going to say, when I bought this knife I believe was $35 or $40 for a similar price, not too much more. I could turn around and I could have purchased something like a American-made Kershaw for $50 or $55. I didn't know that at the time, but that is something that I could have done. I still would have had a budget-friendly knife, and I still would have been helping out the economy in the United States of America, as opposed to buying something that was imported and not fully supporting the employees at a factory in America, the factory in America, the tax base here, just so on and so forth, as I outlined before. Now, like I said, I know that part of the reason people buy imported items is because they are cheaper, typically speaking. However, in my opinion, that comes at a cost to us as a country. So you'll see here, I've got two other knives laid out, one on the left, one on the right. Not incredibly expensive knives. This was $114. This knife was $95, $96. So yes, there is a little bit more money spent in these knives, but these are American-made knives, right here in the United States, in a factory in the United States, by people that live in the United States and spend money in the United States and stimulate the economy. So that is why I personally prefer to buy American before I even consider an imported option. And like I said, it's your money. By all means, I'm not telling anybody how to spend their money. I'm simply responding to a question that was asked to me. Why do I feel like something is wrong with Chinese-made products? I don't feel like there's anything necessarily wrong with Chinese-made products. It's just that when we spend dollars here in the United States of America, we stimulate the economy in the United States of America, which helps everyone out in the United States of America. If I can put money in one of you guys' pockets, I'm sure I'm talking to some factory workers right now. If I can put money in your pockets to feed your wife, your children, and help you take a vacation that's also going to spend money here in the United States, that's what I want to do. And like I said, there are lots of other different directions you could go. The work conditions in these other countries, the wages in these other countries, just on and on and on and on and on. The practices in general of other countries that our country as a whole may or may not agree with. Like I said, you could go on and on and on, but in general, that is my response to the question, what do I think is wrong with Chinese-made products? I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with a Chinese-made product. I just believe that a dollar spent here is going to support our economy and is going to help out the country as a whole. And that's where I would rather spend my money, especially when, like I said, I can buy a Taiwanese knife for $35 or $40, or I can buy an American knife for $50 or $55. It's worth the extra few dollars to me. So those are my thoughts on that. I'd love to hear what you all have to say. Again, I want to be clear. I'm not knocking Chinese-made knives, cheaper knives. I'm not knocking blister pack knives. I'm just saying that I think there are some other affordable American-made options out there that would keep money in America and stimulate our economy as a whole. Again, love to hear what you guys think. Please comment down below. As always, remember, a lazy man carries a dull knife.